I'm a little bit nervous that the markets, the US markets particularly, are overheated. And when there's a lot of hot money flying around, it can seem like a good party for a while.
Post the budget, I think it's probably fair to say that your reaction was fairly uncomplimentary.
I think it's a catastrophic budget for the nation economically. Importantly, though, they said at the time, we are going to be the most pro-growth government.
Are you upbeat about the US markets for 2025? I mean, apart from AI and technology, which presumably you think has got more value in it, what else do you think?
I'm a little bit nervous that the markets, the US markets particularly, are overheated. Okay. I mean, when you have a stock like Tesla rallying 40% yeah, on the back of the chief executives of friend of the president, yeah. Bitcoin rallying by
34%,
25%,
yeah,
or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You do think that we're in a world where there is a lot of hot money, and when there's a lot of hot money flying around, it can seem like a good party for a while, but in my long experience, there comes a point where and this may well be the issue, is whether the credit markets are willing to continue to fund American deficits of the scale that they've been running. As I understand it, though, I think it's one of those situations. He has talked a big story. Actually, I think legally it's very difficult for him. I think tariffs at the moment are roughly 3.5%, and as I understand it, it is almost impossible. At least I was told, and that it is very difficult for him to increase that number above 6%. So actually, he may be talking very threatening tariffs. In practice, if he does choose to implement a wide tariff number, the actual implications are not going to be anything like as forbidding as they sound.
Pisces is a exchange that Chancellor Reeves wants to start for private companies, a stock exchange for doing business in private companies. I've never heard anything so bizarre. Your thoughts?
Pension issues to start with. Yeah. By the way, there has been success in Australia in having a pension structure there, which has reinvested substantially back into the domestic stock market, and which, of course, in Australia, the stock market there is quite heavily resource-based, and that has worked, I think, relatively successfully. I think it has cycled capital back into the economy successfully, supported the stock market successfully, and generated good returns for the investors.
So let's go straight in, if we may. Post the budget, I think it's probably fair to say that your reaction was fairly uncomplimentary. Any reason that you might have changed your tune?
I haven't changed my opinion at all. If anything, my views have hardened against the budget. I think it's a catastrophic budget for the nation economically. For Labour, of course, before the election, promised many things, not least of which, of course, we're not going to increase a whole swathe of taxes. And importantly, though, they said at the time, we are going to be the most pro-growth government, most pro-business government. And of course, they are, I would suggest, probably the most anti-growth and anti-business government. You know, Germany, once the beacon of economic exceptionalism, their economy has been really exposed as being dependent on very cheap energy from Russia, very industrialized, and very non-digital and very non-technology based. And so their economy is performing badly. The French are exposed by the fact that their welfare state makes ours look even fractionally efficient, which it's not. So Europe is in a very, very big economic and political muddle.